Canadian Citizenship Test Practice. Very important questions and their answers from real test. Questions 201 to 225. To watch more videos and question answers of Canadian Citizenship Test, please check the playlists. Please subscribe the channel. Question 201. What is the reason behind the Canada and US border? A. To improve security. B. To maintain distance. C. Canada wishes to remain independent of the United States. D. To prevent war between the two countries. The answer is C. Canada wishes to remain independent of the United States. Question 202. What is the other name for a trial court? A. The Court of Queen's Bench. B. The Federal Court. C. The Provincial Court. D. The Small Claims Courts. The answer is A. The Court of Queen's Bench. Question 203. What is the minimum age for voting in federal, provincial, territorial, and municipal elections? A. 18. B. 19. C. 21. D. 16. The answer is A. 18. Question 204. What is the tenure of the Governor General? A. 4 years. B. 6 years. C. 5 years. D. 7 years. The answer is C. 5 years. Question 205. Post-war Canada became a more flexible and open society. Which of the following was this based on? A. Equality of men and women. B. Inequality of women. C. Inequality of men and women. D. Equality of men. 1, 2, 3. The answer is Equality of men and women. Question 206. Which 3 rights are included in the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms? A. Freedom of expression rights, property rights, and fair trial rights. B. Mobility rights, Aboriginal peoples' rights, and official language rights. C. Aboriginal peoples' rights, voting rights, and official language rights. D. Employment rights, mobility rights, and freedom rights. The answer is B. Mobility rights, Aboriginal peoples' rights, and official language rights. Question 207. Which of the following are the 3 founding peoples of Canada? A. American, French, and British. B. Aboriginal, French, and British. C. French, American, and Indian. D. British, American, and Aboriginal. The answer is B. Aboriginal, French, and British. Question 208. To what ocean is Newfoundland closest? Atlantic. B. Pacific. C. Labrador Sea. D. Arctic. 1, 2, 3. The answer is Atlantic. Question 209. What UN operation did Canada participate in from 1950 to 1953? A. Canadian forces defended Hong Kong. B. The Canadian Corps captured Vimy Ridge. C. Canada participated in the U.N operation defending South Korea in the Korean War. D. Canadians volunteered to fight in the South African War. 1, 2, 3. The answer is C. Canada participated in the UN operation defending South Korea in the Korean War. Question 210. From whom are the Acadians descended? A. Metis and Inuit. B. First Nations who began settling in what are now the Prairie Provinces in 1600s. C. British colonists who began settling in what are now the Maritime Provinces in 1604. D. French colonists who began settling in what are now the Maritime Provinces in 1604. 1, 2, 3. The answer is D. French colonists who began settling in what are now the Maritime Provinces in 1604. Question 211. Who has the right to enter and leave Canada at will? A. Prisoners. B. Members of the Commonwealth. C. Canadian citizens. D. Job seekers. 1, 2, 3. The answer is C. Canadian citizens. Question 212. What was the significance of June 6, 1944 invasion of Normandy? Canadians made a significant contribution to the defeat of Nazism and fascism in Europe during the Second World War. B. It liberated North Africa from Nazi occupation. C. It results in the forcible relocation of Canadians of Japanese origin. D. It led to the establishment of the Juno Awards. 1, 2, 3. The answer is Canadians made a significant. Question 213. What does equality under the law mean? A. To be protected against any discrimination. B. To be discriminated against. C. To be like anyone else in Canada. D. To be the same as anywhere in the world. 1, 2, 3. The answer is to be protected against any discrimination. Question 214. What does mobility rights mean? A. Being able to use any mobile phone service in Canada. B. Being able to live and work anywhere in Canada. C. Being able to live and fish anywhere in Canada. D. Being able to play hockey anywhere in Canada. 1, 2, 3. The answer is B. Being able to live and work anywhere in Canada. Question 215. What is the Okanagan Valley famous for? A. Coal mines. B. Lakes and fishing. C. Fruit orchards. D. Sunrise and sunset. 1, 2, 3. The answer is C. Fruit orchards. Question 216. When did the name of Canada begin appearing on maps? A. By the 1750s. B. By the 1580s. C. By the 1550s. D. By the 1650s. 1, 2, 3. The answer is C. By the 1550s. Question 217. What is a minority government? A. The party in power holds less than half of the seats in the House of Commons. B. The party in power holds less than half of the seats in the House of Commons and the Senate. C. The party in power holds at least half of the seats in the House of Commons. D. The party in power holds at least half of the seats in the Senate. 1, 2, 3. The answer is that the party in power holds less than half of the seats in the House of Commons. Question 218. Where are the Great Lakes? A. Atlantic Canada. B. Manitoba. C. Between Ontario and the United States. D. Northern Quebec. 1, 2, 3. The answer is C. Between Ontario and the United States. Question 219. What is the difference between the role of the sovereign and that of the Prime Minister? A. The sovereign links Canada to 52 other nations, and the Prime Minister is the guardian of constitutional freedoms. B. The sovereign is the symbol of Canadian sovereignty, and the Prime Minister is her aide. C. The sovereign is head of state. The Prime Minister oversees provincial policies. D. The sovereign is the guardian of constitutional freedoms. The Prime Minister selects the cabinet ministers and is responsible for operations and policy of government. 1, 2, 3. The answer is D. The sovereign is the guardian of constitutional freedoms. The Prime Minister selects the cabinet ministers and is responsible for operations and policy of government. Question 220. What is the meaning of the Remembrance Day, Pappy? A. To remember our sovereign Queen Elizabeth II. B. To remember the sacrifice of Canadians who have served or died in wars up to the present day. C. To honor Prime Ministers who have died. D. To celebrate Confederation. 1, 2, 3. The answer is B. To remember the sacrifice of Canadians who have served or died in wars up to the present day. Question 221. You can vote in advance if A. You are elderly. B. You know you will not be able to vote on election day. C. Sick and physically disabled. D. All of the above. 1, 2, 3. The answer is D. All of the above. Question 222. Who signs the bills if it is approved by the provincial parliament? A. The mayor. B. Dalton McGinty. C. Members of the provincial parliament. D. The lieutenant governor. 1, 2, 3. The answer is D. The lieutenant governor. Question 223. What does MPP stand for? A member of the provincial parachute. B. Member of the provincial police. C. Member of the provincial parliament. D. Member of the provincial publication. 1, 2, 3. The answer is C. Member of the provincial parliament. Question 224. How are senators chosen? A. By the Premier of all provinces. B. By the Governor-General of Canada. C. Appointed by the Governor-General on the advice of the Prime Minister. D. Appointed by the Queen. 1, 2, 3. The answer is C. Appointed by the Governor-General on the advice of the Prime Minister. Question 225. Who was the first Prime Minister of Canada? A. Sir John Alexander Macdonald. B. Alexander Mackenzie. C. Pierre Elliott Trudeau. D. Sir John Macdonald. 1, 2, 3. The answer is a Sir John Alexander Macdonald. Thanks for watching. To see more videos of Canadian Citizenship Test, please check the playlists. Please subscribe the channel. Next video is